Hello and welcome to Koru Kiwi Arts. Now sorry about all the noise in the background, but today I want to show you how to create a star by just using a piece of paper. Now you can use cardboard. I actually prefer to use cardboard, but if that's the case, you'll need to use a ruler because you cannot fold the cardboard as easy as you can with paper. Okay. Also, the likelihood of your pen skipping off the edge is a lot less than it is with paper because it's higher up. So you can make a star any size you want. You can make a star, or the base of the triangle, which is part of your star. That's the part we're going to be creating. You can make it that wide, that wide, that wide. Right, so you've got to realize the wider you make it, the bigger the star is going to be, or you'll need more drawing space on your piece of paper. So I'm just going to make my star this big today. And with my piece of paper, I'm going to mark those lines again. I'm going to be using this later on. I'm going to be using that as my guide for later on. So what I need to do now is I need to fold this paper and make sure that those two lines line up. You can do it by putting it next to the light. You can see it from the other side. Also, you've got to make sure that the edge of the paper line equally across that straight edge. Okay, so there's the line. And then carefully just fold the paper like this and then fold it back. Now I have a straight edge, which is the center of my base. So what I do now with the same piece of paper that I had before, that I've marked out, I will gonna mark the top. Okay, remember that this is the same as the base. Good. Now with your straight edge of your paper, carefully draw or connect the lines. So there we go. So the base is the same as the height. Now, because it is equal, this will make us a six-sided star. Now we're going to do a five-sided star. Now this is going to be a little different, okay? We're going to use the same method. In fact, we're just going to use the same measurements for the base. So that's the base. And again, we need to fold that paper over. Now, if this was a piece of cardboard, you wouldn't be able to do this. Well, you could, but it'd be a lot harder. Make sure that this lines up, that straight edge, along that straight edge. Fold your paper. Now I've got a nice straight edge there, which is in the center of the base. Again, using the same dimensions as the base, let's just mark the top. Now, the next part you need to do is you have to add half of the base, which is to be put on the top, okay? And because we folded the paper in half, we've already created the halfway mark on this piece of paper. So this is the halfway mark, okay? Which is the same as the other side. Now I'm going to put that on top of the existing mark that I made. So now, as you can see, it's taller than the base. But by doing this, we're going to be creating a 5-sided star. So let's connect those lines. Now this is ideal for school projects, or if you need to draw a star up quickly. I mean, this idea would only take you less than a minute to prepare. As you can see, I'm showing it to you, so it's obviously taking longer for me to explain to you how it's all done. But if you know how it's done, it should only take you a few or less than a minute to prepare it all once you've got all your paper and everything together. Okay, so remember, that is the base, which is the same to that point, is in height, and then you add half again. So if your base is this long, it's the same principle, same as the height, and then half again. So it's the same. If you follow this method, you're going to end up with a 5-sided star. Now they're not perfect, so there's a little bit of eyeing up to do. If you really want to make them perfect, then maybe you can get a calculator and work it out yourself. It's probably 0.2 of a fraction or whatever it is, but I hadn't worked it out. But this is what I've come up with so far, and I've never seen this idea ever before, so I guess I'm the first one to develop this technique. So I'm going to get a piece of paper. I'm going to use a piece of recycling paper, because from a piece of paper that I used yesterday, because I don't like to waste paper. So first we're going to do the 6-sided star. So the first thing you need to do is just place it on your paper and carefully just follow the line inside the line of your cutout, like so, and mark the other lines, see, like that. And then you just turn and then put the edge of the paper along the edge of your line that you've just drawn and proceed. Okay, proceed and just keep going. And then here. The reason why this has happened is because I actually moved it slightly a fraction over here. So I'm going to do it again and make sure that it's on the line. So here we go. And if your lines aren't cut exactly to the points of your paper, you're going to end up with a star not lining up. So it is important to make sure that you cut those lines correctly. So this should work. Okay, it's close. So put it in the center of those two marks. And there we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's not distorted. It looks pretty even. So like I said, if you want to make it perfect, then you'll need to get a calculator. But this is just a quick way of creating stars fast, especially for school projects or whatever. But it looks good. Now the 5-sided star, let's do this. Done the same way. Let's see how this one comes out. Now there's a little bit of eyeing up to do, but once you master it, it will become easier every time. Now see how that is slightly wider there? So what I'm going to do is just going to mark it here and then come back here, right? And then mark it here, like so, and then mark that there. So like I said, you need to eye it up. So there you go. You have a 5-sided star. And how easy was that? Now if you use a piece of cardboard, it's obviously going to be a lot faster. But you've got to make sure that these are exact. As you can see, my line should have been cut at this point just here. And maybe if my line was cut just here at this point, then it would have lined up. And if you're not too worried about it, you can just do this. Right, if you're not too worried about it. But this is a good star, and so is this one. Okay, so there you go. So that's how you create a star by just using a piece of paper. There's no folding necessary, just some parts where you need to find the center of the base, but that's pretty much it. And thank you so much for watching. Now if you try it and you're successful, and if you can find out what the true measurements are for, say for example, I wanted my base part, this here, to be whatever size I need it to be, say this long, I may have to add 0.2 of a fraction or 3 at the end here, you see, for it to be perfect. So, or this may be altered depending on the base size, I don't know. But this method seems to be working for now. So thank you so much for watching, and please join our YouTube channel. We'd love to have more subscribers on our channel, and I'm going to be doing some creative painting or drawing soon on this channel, one per week. And have a lovely day. Bye now.